we haven't gotten the chance to actually spend time together, but there were a lot of times where I was here, like just around you guys playing, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Seems like ages ago.
Yes.
The tournament seemed like it was min zaman.
Yes. So first of all, good morning.
Morning.
We
haven't started, have we?
We have.
Oh shoot.
We start very, very casually.
Okay.
Obviously, we are here today in this sports hall,
Yeah.
the main futsal sports hall, in the Sultan Qaboos Sports Complex. And we met here.
We did?
Yes. A year and a half ago. You were actually playing and I was over there watching you guys. And I remember thinking, I must speak to them. And I just ran down and spoke to you on spot, and we filmed you and Hunna, if you remember.
Was that day?
Yes. It was the first time I filmed you guys together, but it was also the first time I got to speak to you properly. Because I did watch you play before, but we just exchanged Hunna stickers.
I need another one of those stickers.
Yeah, I'll give you some. We have plenty.
Okay.
Yeah. So Thara, is this okay that I say your name properly?
It's fine.
Okay.
You're actually saying it properly. It's me who's not saying it properly.
Yeah, but you grew up saying it that way, so
Yeah,
it might make more sense for me to say Thara.
But if you say Thara, everybody they'll be like, oh, Thara.
It's not
Unless
Thara.
you say Thara, then
Yeah.
they don't get the th.
The th, exactly. Thank you for joining us here today, and thank you for choosing to be a part of this. I know this wasn't an easy decision for you.
No.
But it means a lot to me that you chose to come today and speak. And
Well, thank you for choosing me.
It's nice for people to get to know you. I think I will get to know you a bit better today.
I think I will get to know me too.
Yes.
Maybe.
I think it all started with the women futsal tournament, but there's a lot more to you as an athlete that we don't usually talk about or bring up in general. So I'm hoping that today we will be exploring a bit more about you, and we will go very personal. So, if you felt at any point that you wanted to stop or take a break, just let me know.
Okay.
Okay.
Should we have a keyword?
What's your keyword?
Gorilla.
Okay, fine. If you say that, we will stop.
Okay.
Okay.
I've always wanted to do that.
Okay. So if you say that, we will stop. But we will proceed as normal. So
Okay.
So tell me a little bit about this place. What does this place mean to you?
Can I be honest?
Yeah.
Nothing.
Yeah.
Not much. I don't feel like... Man, I was rehearsing all of these answers in my head on the way here.
I don't think you should rehearse your answers. Just
No,
tell
but
me.
thinking, I want things to be in the forefront when I actually have a chance to say them. But I don't know, maybe this place is just like a constant reminder about how behind Oman is in terms of sports, in my opinion.
This is where you won, though. This is where you won your tournament.
This is where I won my tournament, yeah, but it was not the tournament of my life.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Of course, I love it. I love that we won. It was really, really fun. But this place doesn't really hold any significant value for me.
Right. Well,
Yeah.
we will speak about your life today, because I think it's very important to see where you started and how you ended up where you are today. A lot of people know you as, a very famous footballer for the national team, that you've played for a specific club, but they don't know your backstory. They don't know, who Thara was and how she ended up in that position.
Yeah.
So, I heard.
Uh-oh.
I heard that you were a very active child growing up.
Okay.
And
Who told you that, my sister?
I heard. But you played in a lot of sports growing up, correct? What kind of sports did you play in?
Basically anything that was available.
Okay.
It's not a big surprise. I was a tomboy growing up, so I don't resonate. Resonate wouldn't be the word. I don't kind of fit in or am interested in the kind of things girls usually are interested in.
Okay.
Growing up,
Yes.
and I'd normally be the oldest memory I can think of is like where I would do any kind of physical activity would be during the break times in elementary school.
Yeah.
Blah blah blah. It's the only time, and doing PE.
Yeah.
And I usually was with the guys because the guys would play like, what's that ball where you throw the tennis ball against the safety, I think it was called? Throw the tennis ball against the wall and you have to catch it, and if you, whoa, I'm really rehashing these memories. And if you drop it before you catch it, you don't catch it on the ground, and you have to run and touch the wall.
Right.
And somebody else can get you up by picking up the ball and throwing it against the wall before you get to there and touch it.
Okay.
I don't know why you needed to know how to play that game, but things like that, or like tag or football. That's
At what
when I
age
started.
did you start playing football?
I knew you would ask me this question. And let me ask you a question.
Right.
What age did you start walking?
When I was a year and a half, probably.
You know that is a fact, but can you remember the memory?
No, I can't remember.
I can't remember when I started playing football.
Okay.
I'm assuming it was in elementary school, as I said, because I know that we used to like split into teams and play during the break times.
Right.
But there's no
So you played a lot of sports growing up.
Yes,
When did you start taking football seriously? Or let me rephrase this. When did it start impacting your decision to go more towards your focus on football specifically?
I don't really focus on football.
Okay.
I mean, I love playing volleyball.
Okay.
I played on the national team for a little bit for that, but it was too far away. I couldn't commute all the time. I love basketball and I love football. I guess those are the three main sports, and they were the three main sports in school growing up, so I guess that was a factor.
Yes.
But I think football I just played more.
Okay.
And it was I mean, in Oman everybody loves football. Like everybody plays football. It's not, you don't like pick up games of basketball on the street. You like drive past the highway and you see people playing football. So you have more of an opportunity to connect, meet people in that way.
How were you scouted for your university?
Well, first of all, nobody comes to Oman to scout. And I have a lot of regrets in that sense. I was hoping that my life would turn out in like one of those movies where this big time retired person comes back to their hometown for God knows what reason, and it just happened to see me, because Oman is a bubble, and nobody's, I don't know, maybe they just assume that nobody over here, I don't know, there was
So what's the story behind your scholarship? How did you get awarded a full football scholarship?
Well, I waited until my final summer before I graduated.
Okay.
I should have started earlier because that's the only way you get exposure. But I would have to travel to the US or Europe, and I never wanted to do that. Too scared to travel alone.
Okay.
And we don't go to the US often when we were growing up.
Yeah.
So there was one year that we were going to visit my grandma, and it was my last year, and I knew, and I also wanted to join a summer camp. So I did, and one of the coaches saw me from there and then offered me the scholarship to come and play at their university, but it was a very small university. Yeah.
Okay. And you played for your entire term at uni, so around 4 years?
Yeah, I guess the conditions of the scholarship is like you play for their team and we will pay for your schooling.
Okay.
So that's a win-win, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, it's not a lot of women that get that opportunity to join a college level football team on a scholarship.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was
What
really
year was
fun.
that?
2011 is when I graduated high school. So
Okay.
I guess, yeah.
So you finished university around 2016, 2017?
My goodness, when did I graduate?
It must be around then, if it was around 4 years.
Yeah. 11, 12, 13, 14. Wow, 2000. Why can I not remember that year?
Yeah, it must be around
It was,
2000.
guess, not a significant year.
It must be around 2016, 2017 when you
Yes, it was 2016.
when you graduated. So what's happened after you graduated?
After I graduated, I stayed in the U.S.
Okay.
to get a job.
Okay.
Well, actually, no, not to get it. Yeah, to get a job.
To start your life there,
Yeah.
basically. Okay.
And I didn't want to start my life back in Oman because the work ethic here, in my opinion, is very laid back. And we're very privileged here in the sense that it's not like 9 to 5, otherwise I'll fire you, whatever.
Yeah.
And I thought, if I start my work life or my career or whatever in Oman, then I'll just get very used to this privileged kind of life, and it'll be very hard to change.
Right.
So I'm like, okay, if I get used to a really, really rigid schedule, a 9 to 5 job or 8 to 5, whatever the hours are, it'll be easier to come to Oman once I've instilled those kind of.
So you wanted a corporate career, not necessarily a sports career.
I mean, doesn't everybody just when you grow up either be a doctor or you work a big time CEO of whatever?
But you had a different level of exposure. You played for a college football team at the time.
Yeah.
So you had that choice of going professional with football.
No, I don't. I mean, I tried.
Okay.
I tried. I could only play on a club that was close to where I live. Otherwise, I'd be commuting.
Okay.
I only have family in Texas.
Okay.
So it would have to be around Texas, which is fine with me. But there was no club. I don't know, it just didn't work out.
Yeah.
Which sucks.
So when did you decide to come back home?
Well, after that year of working,
Okay.
after I did my undergrad, I did my master's. So I was in the US for 2 more years after that.
Okay.
And then I guess I got to this mature age of where I start to appreciate family, you know. started getting homesick, you know. And also just living in Minnesota was lonely. So yeah, I decided to come back home. I mean, it did apply for an extension on my visa.
Right.
And it came through.
Yes.
But I just didn't use it. So it was a waste of money to extend my visa. But
So you did have intentions to continue to live there and continue to work there.
I mean, there was more opportunities there.
So you chose to come home for your family.
I just come home because it's like foundation here, like in terms of family and relatives and friends and
I
things
get
you're
that.
familiar with.
Yes.
I mean, I'm very, what's the word? Not adjustable, like someone who's.
But you spent around, let's say, around 7 or 8 years living in the States, studying, working, doing your master's. It also became kind of like your home for a while. Was that?
Never really felt like home though.
Okay.
I always felt like a foreigner.
So you were okay to leave?
Yeah, I was okay to leave.
Okay.
Adi.
Adi.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I was okay to leave because, as I said, I just I was missing home and stuff.
Right.
But I wanted to stay there because there's more things in the grocery store. You order things online and they come the next
It's convenient.
day. It's very
It's a very
convenient.
convenient lifestyle. Yes.
There's constantly football tournaments to
Yeah.
join. There's constantly football teams. There's constantly recreational clubs, like year round.
So how did you
And
feel as
here-
an athlete as soon as you arrived back home? Was that something you wanted to continue to do, to play sports?
Yes,
Okay.
always. And I was for every single opportunity or word, rumor, or whatever that they're starting something. But it's just disappointment after disappointment after disappointment.
It must have been hard.
It is hard.
Coming
What's
back
hard
from
is
that
hard.
very active sports lifestyle that you had there,
Yeah.
and settling into, not only settling back home, but also facing that reality as an athlete, I would say, maybe, in terms of opportunities when it comes to sports for you, maybe.
Yeah, there's not many.
Okay.
There's barely any opportunity here. And I feel like I wasted my good years
Right.
in this place.
Right.
If I could join another team or whatever, go to Bahrain, UAE, somewhere nearby that have more established women's teams, I would. If I had the opportunity, I would.
Is this something you've been thinking of?
I've been thinking about it for a while, but I just
Okay.
don't want to have to move there and live alone. Like the only
Again.
thing I would have
Yeah.
is, which is kind of cool. I mean, your team becomes your family, blah blah blah. But I'd just be away from home, and I'd commute all the time, and it's
Yeah.
just inconvenient.
Right.
But yeah, I've been waiting for Oman to see this opportunity and potential they have, but
Was the futsal tournament
getting
sort of
old.
like an opportunity that came unexpected, or was this something you were waiting for?
this futsal tournament,
Yes.
waiting for it because it's inevitable. It's going to happen.
Right.
I mean, holding back women in football is a waste of time because
Yes.
it's going to happen. There
Yeah.
are female teams
Yeah.
in the rest of the world. Do you think that you can be the only country who our
Did you
women
feel held
stay in the
back?
kitchen? You're going to have to edit that out.
Did you feel held back though? Is that the feeling you generally had when you came back? Because I'm only saying this when I thought about the series of events in your life, right? And you said it. You said I come from a very privileged life, and we do. I mean, you and I grew up going to predominantly private schools where we're constantly sheltered. We're in that environment where, you know, we had very supportive sports systems. The expectations for sports were slightly higher, maybe in terms of our actual achievements. Yes, we were locally in Oman, but we had a very different kind of upbringing. And then you had the opportunity to explore that further in university. I mean, you must have really felt that lack when you came back years after.
Yeah.
Did you have a different expectation?
Coming back?
Yes?
Yeah.
Okay.
It had been a couple of years. Maybe Oman has got their beep together
Right.
when I came back.
Right.
No, but we're still at square one. When I started playing football in Oman, it was like, not in Oman. Okay, I played for a long time in Oman, school, blah blah. I mean, like under some sort of
A club or a
club or team or
Right.
national team under Oman's name. It was like 2010.
Right.
And now we're in 2022 and it's in the exact same place.
12 years later.
12 years later. I mean, I heard, I'm not sure about the facts, but like, I think Bahrain put their team together around the same time, 2010, whatever. Or they were starting out 2010. And look where they are now. We still don't have a team. We still don't have players. We still don't have exposure. We still don't have nothing.
What was your biggest challenge as an athlete, specifically in football, other than the lack of opportunities that you've mentioned, is there any other challenges? Because I've heard you had a football injury growing up.
Did I have a football injury growing up?
I don't know. Did it cause maybe narcolepsy?
Oh,
Maybe?
okay. Well, this is all speculation.
Okay.
I don't really know what the
Okay.
cause was
Okay.
for the narcolepsy. I don't even think it is caused by some sort of physical injury.
Right. So tell me what happens. Talk me through it.
Okay, so around the same time I was just telling you about, 2011
Right.
ish, we had traveled to Abu Dhabi, it was, under the national team. Which, by the way, they keep telling you the first national team, first Omani women's team. Back then, it was the first national team.
Yeah.
2 years later, it's the first national team.
Yeah.
Last year, it's the first futsal team.
Yeah.
No, we've been here a long time now. The same girls
Right.
playing.
12 years.
Yeah, 12 years.
Yeah.
Anyways, where was I going with this? Yeah.
Narcolepsy.
So we traveled to Abu Dhabi.
Yes.
It was the national team. We
Okay.
played for Oman.
Okay.
And I had gone up to header the ball against another chick, jumped up to header the ball, and she headed me in the face. And she fractured my nose. I got 4 stitches.
Oh no.
And I think that's as far back as I can remember starting to fall asleep
Okay.
a lot.
Okay.
I'm not sure if the two are related. I'm pretty sure they're not related. But if you ask me when did I start falling asleep a lot, why are we announcing this to the world? I don't even tell anybody at work this.
I know. I know you don't. I think this is the first time you talk about it, right?
Yeah.
Do other athletes in your team, do they know this?
Everybody knows that Thara falls asleep a lot, but nobody
they
knows
don't
that
know.
like I'm diagnosed something.
Okay. And how does
And even
that...
if I did tell them I diagnosed something, they don't know what narcolepsy is.
That's true. There's a lot of awareness.
I didn't even know what narcolepsy was.
Right. So how do you deal with that?
The
What do
really
you do?
cool, fortunate thing about it is that it doesn't affect my sport.
Okay.
Who's there? Knocking on wood. There's always time for things to beep to hit the ceiling.
Right.
But I don't feel it when I'm physically active.
Okay.
It's only at times where I'm at rest,
Okay.
calmness.
Right.
I start to get
Sleepy.
drowsy.
Yeah. Okay.
I start to get sleepy.
Okay.
And I will fall asleep.
Yeah, right.
And it doesn't even have to be quiet, actually. If the sound or the noise is consistent, whatever noise it is, if it's consistent, then I guess my brain will naturally drown it out,
Yeah.
and I can fall asleep to it.
Oh wow.
And I'm also almost good at standing up, sleeping.
Oh wow.
I know, first ever person.
It's a talent.
Yeah, it's a talent. I'm perfecting the art of falling asleep.
Yeah. Oh wow. Okay.
Anyways.
Because I was always wondering if that would be like a hindrance to your sport in any way, but I mean, if it's not something you experience when you're active, so it must be...
Yeah, I mean,
Okay.
I can't fall asleep during like halftime or something like that.
Yeah? Has it happened to you before?
Probably.
Okay.
I know there have been some warm-ups where I'll be sitting and stretching on the side, but fighting sleep. But as soon as I like get going, I'm good.
Okay.
Thank
Alright.
goodness. It does affect me though,
Yeah.
in the sense that it's very hard to be on time.
Yes.
Okay, I'm just making excuses now. It has nothing to do with that.
Yeah, but it must sometimes mess with your sense of time, because if you would fall asleep in a, let's say, a gathering or a busy spot, you would then wake up to find out that you fell asleep during...
But I wake up just as fast as I fall asleep. When I
Okay.
fall asleep, it's only like 1 or 2 minutes.
Okay.
Sometimes I
Okay.
fall asleep and I wake up in the exact same position I was when I fell asleep.
Okay.
That it doesn't even, I didn't even know that I fell asleep.
Right.
And then I try to think back. I'm like, did I sleep?
Yeah.
Did I just black out?
Yeah.
It's like, maybe I'll be like this.
Yeah. And you'll be back in like.
And I'll be back in 2 minutes.
Yeah.
And it won't. How are you supposed to know?
Yeah. I mean, unless there was someone else next to you or with you who knows of your condition, they wouldn't even know that you were sleeping or napping. Yeah.
Actually, it's very hard to miss.
Yeah. I mean, obviously they would see that you fell asleep or you're sleeping, but for someone who knows you very well, like your sister, for example, was saying, you know, it's something so normal in your household that they just don't even notice it anymore. She says, oh, you know, Thara fell asleep, she'll be awake soon, and that's it. They just deal with it, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, anybody who knows me or is really good friend, or I'm around a lot, they bound to notice this.
Right.
And they know of this problem.
Right.
But the only thing is, when I'm around people who don't know, then they mistake my falling asleep for being bored, for being not interested, for not thinking that what I was doing or where I am, whatever event it is, was important enough for me to sleep early the night before. And I don't. That sucks, but it's not like I'm going to go around announcing to everybody I have narcolepsy. So, first time people, like, in the last basketball tournament I played in, the 3-on-3, and there was one time we had a meeting with the coach, and very serious meeting. We had just lost. She was... Never mind, I'm not going to say that. We had just lost.
Right.
And so we were talking about, we were reflecting. Maybe our what's it called, chemistry wasn't working. Anyways, I was starting to fall asleep. Because it was very late, first of all. It was late at night, in my defense. But I was starting to fall asleep, and she, I think, misread it as me not thinking what this meeting was important enough to be awake for it.
Yes.
When really it was just like, I can't help it. I'm trying to stay awake, but my body's going to sleep.
Yeah.
And my body doesn't like to listen to me.
It's not something you can control all the time. Yeah. I can understand that. It can be difficult to deal with in situations like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
But so it'll hinder me in sport in that sense sometimes. But the actual playing, I'm good.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I mean, I was going through your list of awards, and we have all your medals, some of your medals here today, your trophies. And you have had not only local awards, but international awards. An Edinburgh Award, a few from your university. You know, you have probably one of the most extensive award lists I've seen for a Omani football player, a female Omani football player, and I know that you feel that maybe sometimes that maybe you were lacking in some aspects in sports, but the way I see it, you've paved the way for a lot of young footballers today and young athletes who are going to go into this sport. So I think for me, I would like to know more about some of the challenges you faced after coming back as an athlete. Were there any challenges maybe at home? Because how many siblings do you have?
4.
4 siblings. Okay. And
2
you're
brothers and 2 sisters.
the second child, I think? You're a middle
Second
child,
last.
aren't you? Okay.
Yeah, I'm second last.
Okay. So, you know, growing up as a middle child, and also maybe coming back and facing difficult situations at home at the time.
What kind of difficult situations?
I think when you were back, you must have been back around 2016 or 17, right?
2018.
Right. When was your mom's passing?
Oh, those difficult situations. 2018.
Okay. So that was a year after you came back? Around?
A year after I came back? Yeah,
Yeah.
it was a year after I came back.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
because I still had one more year of my master's degree. So yeah.
Right. Okay. So
Which was 2 years.
were you studying at the time still, or were you fully settled back in Oman?
No, I was studying at the time.
Okay.
And I don't know. What am I supposed to say?
No, I mean, you know, there's nothing specific for you to say, but because I'm connecting the dots of your life events, basically, of when you played here and then played at uni. So I was wondering if that was the reason you decided to come back home after your university years. But you said you were still a student at the time.
Oh, yeah.
So you must have been here. Were you here when your mom passed away?
No, I mean, physically,
Yeah. Yes.
I arrived the day of.
Okay.
I missed her by 4 hours.
Okay.
And it sucked because, like, during her final kind of moments or during her last year, I was at school, and she wouldn't tell me about it.
Okay. You didn't. So you didn't know?
I didn't want to be one of these people.
It's okay.
I did know, but I
Okay.
didn't know how serious it was, and she wouldn't tell me because she wanted me to focus on my schooling.
Okay.
Yeah. And she
You
didn't
were
want me
very
to come
close
back
to
for
her.
her. Pardon?
You were very close to your mother.
And then I'm thinking, I'm like, this will never be me. There's nothing that they can shake from me.
I think I only wanted to bring it up because I know you two were very close. At least from what I was told, that you two were very close, and that I was wondering if that had an impact on your life later as an athlete.
Oh.
If that was something that's, I mean, losing a very close parent can be very difficult. I had a very similar situation, but it was a friend, it wasn't a parent, where my friend was also very sick and she didn't tell us. And it was very frustrating for me to deal with because I was very close with her, and I knew she was diagnosed and everything. And she kept saying it wasn't serious, you know, but deep down, like, there was a part of me that knew that
Yeah.
it was serious, and I felt that at that point I needed to be there with her. And I wasn't. And for me, that's what always gets me, you know. But I reflect back on that, and it's been a few years now since her passing. And it's always something there's always something in the back of my head that what if elements, what if I knew, how would have I reacted, what would have been different? I think for you, you might have been in the same situation where you were abroad and
Where I was what?
where you were abroad, so you were away from home,
Yeah.
and you know,
I mean, I don't, and I think the only thing I would change is I would have called her more. I would have FaceTimed more. I would have made the effort to come back and
Earlier,
visit
yeah.
any chance I got.
Yeah.
But I didn't think it was serious.
Yes.
I didn't want to think it was serious. I never let that thought even creep up in my mind that she might not make it. I was very convinced she would make it. And also I was knee deep in this master's degree.
Yes. So you were almost done with your studies, basically.
Yeah, I was almost
Okay.
done with my studies.
Okay.
And to postpone it would just be a huge inconvenience because you have to come back. You can't really pick up where you left off.
Yes.
But I don't think that weighs against time with my mom.
Yeah. Did that decision to come back so after your studies, was that partly because your mom had passed away? Is that how you felt that you wanted to be with your family?
Probably.
Because you said you had your visa ready and
I did.
you know you were already kind of planning to stay. Had
Yeah.
that not that had happened, maybe that affected your decision to come back. And
Now that I think about it, now that you reminded me, I didn't want to leave my dad alone.
yeah,
I knew that he was planning to travel, blow all of his life savings traveling in his
Yeah.
last years with my mom,
yeah,
and now he can't do that, and so he'd just be by himself
yeah.
because all of us were planning to
Live in different parts.
different parts of the world.
Yeah,
My older sister was working in Oman for a really long time
okay,
because she was also helping with my mom.
okay.
And my little sister was still at uni.
Yes. So you were all in different parts
Yeah.
of the world at the time.
Yeah.
Because your sister did mention that you all kind of sort of came back at some point together to Oman, so you all kind of moved back
Yeah.
in a very similar time frame to each other.
I mean, I had finished doing my master's
Yes.
around the same, if not the same year as my little sister finished her undergrad.
Her uni, yes,
And my older sister was already in Oman.
yes.
And so we did, I guess, converge.
Together, yeah.
We needed this big
yeah.
ground shaking moment to
Come
converge
together, yeah.
and to realize what you don't have anymore now that you don't have it anymore. Funny how that works. Yeah, and we all just, I guess we didn't really want to leave my dad alone.
Yes, I understand that. And what happened to your career after that? So, has
Football?
did that affect you in any way? In the sense that maybe was that one of the reasons maybe you didn't pursue it professionally like you wanted to?
I don't know how. I don't know. Like, if I could, I would have.
Yes.
If I had the opportunity, I would have.
Yes. So that didn't play a factor in it. That
No.
was a separate life event that you went through
Yeah.
with your family. It wasn't the main factor as to why you've kind of put a back step to your football career.
I've never made any conscious backstepping positions
Right.
in football.
Right.
Like,
Okay.
I wouldn't say it's always go, 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 because it's not
Yes.
go, go, go.
Yeah.
It's wait a little bit, wait a little bit. Oh, we got something. We got a tournament. We got a tournament. We're going to a camp. Yes, now we're going to start building. Finally, we come back from the tournament. We're waiting. Nothing. So it's just a series of
Is that why
stops and
you
goes.
don't commit
Waits
to a
and goes.
certain sport here? Because sometimes I find you playing basketball, sometimes
You
I find you
can't
playing...
commit to a sport here
Why?
because they don't have any sport consistent enough to go anywhere with it.
Right.
I mean, the basketball team is on and off.
Right.
Sometimes we have a coach, sometimes we don't. Sometimes we have players, sometimes we don't.
Yes.
And if you commit to one sport, you'll probably be sitting at home waiting for 3/4 of the year.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
no basketball, let's play football. Football's got something going.
Yeah.
Then football ends. We got basketball again. So it's like, that's why you see the same girls
Yes.
on all
the
of the
same
teams.
faces everywhere I go. I'm like, okay, you also do this sport.
I mean, there's actually, we had this issue not too long ago because football was starting around the same time that I was playing on the 3-on-3 team
Yes.
for Oman.
Yeah.
And in every other part of the world, you can't play for two national teams
Yes.
of two different sports.
Yes.
but we
That's not
can't here because
What do you mean you can? So you were part of two teams
yeah,
at the same time?
yeah,
Two national teams in two different sports.
yeah.
How was that?
It was fine. I mean,
Were you okay with that?
I was okay with it.
Was that your
the
decision?
only issue, it was my conscious decision, yes.
Okay.
I love basketball and I love football, and
Okay.
I know I'm not going to put all my eggs in one basket.
Right. And they allowed that?
I mean, we had a few more days left for
Right,
basketball until
right.
the tournament.
Okay.
And football was just starting, so we obviously naturally focused more on basketball, but we still had to be involved in football. The only issue was that sometimes the training times overlapped.
Yes.
And
I would imagine your training schedule would be insane.
yeah, but they were very flexible,
Okay.
thank goodness. We had some flexible coaches.
But is this an ideal situation that you would want to be in?
No! The ideal situation I would like to be in is to commit to
a
one
sport.
sport,
Yes.
preferably football,
Yes.
and have training year-round like you're supposed to. That's the only way you're gonna build a team. That's the only way we're not gonna lose every single time we participate in a tournament.
Yes. But you haven't been losing. You've only, for as far as I've known.
Okay,
and
you're
as much as
talking
I've
club
seen-
level.
Club level.
In
I mean,
Oman.
Yes. I mean, yeah. Well, for as long as I've watched you play, at least for the times that I've watched you play, almost every single game you have won. And you were the top scorer for that season. You have scored in every single game I watched you play.
That's club level.
Yes.
And that's Oman. I
Yes.
mean, you cannot compare the level of play here
Right.
to other places.
Right.
And I'm not satisfied with it.
Okay.
I mean, it's really cool
How was your team dynamics? How were you with your team?
with my team,
Yeah.
Oman Club.
Yeah. You played together
We were friends before we were teammates.
Okay.
So we all know each other for a really long time.
Okay. Was it easier to play with people you knew?
More convenient,
Okay.
I guess.
Okay.
But it's not, I don't know, we just like already played together. And now we need a name so we can participate in the tournament.
And that's how it happened.
Yeah.
What was that like after winning the tournament?
After winning the tournament, all in a day's work. I'm just kidding. No. But I don't think anything happened after the tournament.
Okay.
It was, what's it called? We were waiting for the national team to start
Okay.
because they said that the girls for the national team were going to initially be scouted from this tournament,
Right.
and that we were going to start training right after the tournament because you don't want to lose any time. Everybody's already in shape, I guess. Been playing, I guess. But we didn't hear anything about that. So nothing happened after the tournament.
Okay. When did you, so at what point did you join the national team? It must have been during the summer, right? A few months
I can't
after.
even remember the dates.
Yeah, I think it must have been around, because the tournament ended around March, April, if I'm not mistaken, and then you played basketball for a while, because we saw you play basketball.
Yeah, March, April.
Yeah.
April, May.
And then around June or July was when you guys had a lot of sports activities happening again with football.
I think we traveled to, I think we were leaving end of May. Yes. Now it's coming to me.
Yes.
The basketball tournament was the end of May,
Yeah.
and football was June.
In June.
Yeah.
How's the national team?
So when people tell me you play for the national team, I don't really agree with that
It doesn't
statement.
feel.
It doesn't feel real. I mean, not real. It doesn't feel right. It doesn't feel true because I don't play for the national team, because that would mean that I'm at this moment
Training.
and I'm not.
So, you know, there are a lot of young girls who watch Hunna and they watch our episodes, and a lot of them watch football specifically, especially the tournaments. We get a lot of questions from them about how they can join the sport. So I'm wondering, what kind of advice can you give young girls today who are thinking of joining a sport or football specifically in Oman? What advice would you give them?
I knew you'd ask me this question. I still don't have an answer to it.
You don't have to have an answer. It's okay. I mean, what would your message to them be, at least?
Football is a sport, and there is no sport that's for one particular gender.
Yeah.
And anybody who tries to tell you that football is not for girls, or football is for boys, they don't know their facts. I mean, I have 2 legs, you have 2 legs. I can kick the ball with my 1 leg, you can kick the ball with your 1 leg. How does that mean that it's not for girls too? I actually like, one of my favorite things to do is play with men, because I already know they have this preconceived notion that females can't play as well as men. And when I'm meeting them for the first time or whatever, they've never seen me play, I can see their side glances, I already know what they're thinking, and I love just silencing them with my playing.
Yeah.
It's the best feeling in the world. And then you're fine. Like they treat you just like one of them. There's no importance on gender, but
Yes, it can be a factor, I guess.
yeah.
Okay.
So if you enjoy playing the sport, then just play it. And
But you know, some girls face some cultural barriers here as well when it comes to playing a sport.
that's like the barrier here.
Right.
But I mean, can't tell anyone, go against your family's wishes.
Right.
Everybody has their own situation.
Right.
That's not the same. You can't give one advice and have apply it to everybody's situations. I mean, I don't know what their situations particularly are.
Right. But if you could change one thing, what would you change? If I said, here, you are now in charge of making decisions in football.
In football?
Yeah. What would be the first thing you would say from day one, from today, this is what needs to happen? It can be something very small and simple.
I would bring in a coach.
Okay.
And start, organizing practices regularly.
Okay.
Regular practices that hold the same amount of importance as the male practices. Like the booking of the gym is not whenever, like our options are not, what's the word?
Prioritized, maybe?
Yes, that is the word.
Yes.
Yeah, like our practices, hold just as much importance and hold the same priority. Do you say hold the same priority? No, you don't say hold the same priority.
No, you can say it's not as, maybe it's not viewed as important or as significantly important in comparison to other male sports, maybe.
Yeah, so we only get the gym when it's available, when no other male team has booked it.
Right.
Like that kind of.
Right. Okay. Is there anything you would like to add before we wrap up today?
you know what? I'm gonna go home and I'm gonna think of all the points, all the whistles I wanted to blow.
You can always tell us, and we can add it in. It's okay. Thank you very much for coming here today. For me, it was an honor having the opportunity to interview you. I have been dreaming of this moment
Really?
for so long.
Wow.
Yes, yeah. I have been wanting to interview you for over a year now. And I knew on top of my head when I met you, I said, she has to be on our list. I'm interviewing her. And I remember telling Noor about this, and she was like, yes, yes. So, I'm very glad that you accepted this. And it is really an honor for me to get to interview someone like you, who, for me, I feel is really paving the way for other football players who will be coming into the future, really looking up to you as an athlete. I know a lot of athletes now look up to you in your team and different teams, and they will be...
Really?
Yes. And they will be very excited to watch this interview. So, thank you very much for coming here, for speaking very honestly, for telling me a little bit about you. I learned a lot about you today. So this was really fun.
I don't really see myself as paving. Still don't feel like I've achieved anything. At least not what I wanted to.
Right.
And you say all these good things about me and blah blah blah, all these shiny things.
Yeah.
But I'm still not satisfied, and I'm not happy about it. Everyone has that, their sense of purpose.
Yes.
And you feel satisfied if you know that you did everything
Yes.
you could
Yeah.
with what you had.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't feel that way. I still feel like, I don't know, I feel like I'm wasting my life. Like tomorrow, I don't know, I'm getting old, I can't, maybe at some point I won't be able to have as many practices and be excited about them.
Yes. And that's
As
why
I
you're
am
very
now.
keen on having them consistent and having them happen.
And having them now, because I'm
Yes.
getting old.
Yes.
I want to be here for it.
Yes.
Is that selfish to say?
No, I don't think it's selfish at all. Especially as an athlete, there are only so many years that you can play professionally before you age out of the sport, basically, and you retire.
And everyone's telling me, why don't you become a coach? And I feel personally, the day I decide to be a coach
Right.
is when I've accepted that I will not be a player.
Right.
And I refuse to accept that.
Mm-hmm.
And so, no, I'm not going to be a coach because I want to be on the team.
Mm-hmm.
And I need the team to happen now.
Yes. Yeah.
But it's not going to happen now. And that's one of the realities of living here.
Yeah.
I'm not satisfied.
Yeah.
I don't feel like I should be a role model.
But you are seen as one.
I guess.
This is not something I've said. This is from what I've heard from other females in different teams, younger females, even females from outside of Muscat. Girls who've just watched you online might not know you in person. They have seen you as a person who has had opportunities that they dream to have.
I guess that's true.
Yes, and in many ways they look up to you. And they will continue to look up to you.
Wow.
Thank you very much. It's a wrap. I think we're done.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you for coming.